Okay, so I'm talking to you in my accent voice because that means this is supposed to be fun learning, not just your average, everyday, boring learning. We've got a little bit of what you'd say Baroque music in the background to help you learn and assimilate what you're about to hear and be shown. So let's take this on. We're going to learn Filezilla to make sure that you are capable of uploading videos, audio, text and photos by way of what they call an FTP client. So we've done a search up here in Google and we have found Filezilla website. That is filezilla-project.org. You can do your own Google search and get there. Now, when we get to the site, we have the option of downloading the server or the client, and it's the client we're after because it's a little piece of application that's going to run on your computer and help you do your work. You don't need to do anything extra like the big one over here, so we're going to click on download client. We're given an option depending on the type of computer we have. We have Macintosh, Linux and Windows. Some of you may say Linux, but it's actually pronounced Linux. Now, the computer we're using happens to be an Intel Macintosh, so we would click on Download for Intel. We're not going to actually do that because we've already done that, but for you, since you haven't already done that, you might want to click it. We'll get this out of the way by clicking our Close button for the moment, and we will see that we have Filezilla on the desktop. Wherever it shows up in your computer, remember where you downloaded it so you can find it and open it. Once you open it, we have the Filezilla application open here. It's going to ask for a host name, a user name, and a password. You have already been given this information, so you may watch as we put that in, but I will not be telling you what the information is for the purpose of this video. Just go ahead. Now, what you have been given probably is something that says enter the host name or the server name. They're one and the same, so that's what we do first. We have entered the host or server name. The next thing we do is we enter the username that's been given to us. And lastly, we put in the password. Once we've got that information in correctly and we are sure that it's correct, we click on Quick Connect. And we should very well be connected to where we're supposed to be. You will see on the left-hand side your files on your computer, and on the right-hand side the remote server. This remote server here will show a folder of what's been uploaded at the moment. So we know nothing's been uploaded yet. Let's go ahead and try and put something in here. Now, I could look through here and decide, out of all the folders on my computer, what do I think I want to upload? So I might go into Users, and in Users I might choose the particular user that I am, and then I might go and find something such as Movies, and then I'll try and find a film, an MP4 that I think I'd like to upload. I can grab this little bar and slide it across to make sure that I have full view of what the names are that I have available to me. I can also see the size of the files. Remember, you always want to be able to upload small file sizes if that's an option, not the big ones. So we look and we see in our little folder area if there's anything here that we would like to upload. And preferably, if it's being uploaded for YouTube, you'd like to find an MP4 format. Looks like we have one here. A rather large one, of course. This is a very large MP4. We'd rather not choose a large one like that, but maybe something quite smaller. In this case, we're going to look for something that may be a bit smaller and allow us to upload. And right now, just for the lesson, we're not going to upload an MP4, but just a standard movie file. So we'll look through and see if there's something that works that's small enough for us. Maybe we'll even choose to upload a JPEG, a photo. So, to start with, let's grab our first JPEG. You'll see the extension here, JPEG. This is rather simple. By dragging it over here and waiting for the plus option to show and letting go. You'd see activity down in this area as it transferred, and then you would see the new file up here. Now, all of you have been asked to put your files into your own personal folder. If you've forgotten to do that, you can right-click in this area here, and you'll have a menu which will allow you to create a new directory. So you click on Create Directory, and at that point you can name it. We can call this one Vertical Test, and click OK. You see now, and let's slide this slider over so that we can see the names better. And we have Vertical Test folder. We also have the file that we uploaded, which is a JPEG photograph. We forgot to put that in our folder when we uploaded it. So we can simply click and drag it and let go, and it will be placed in our folder. That's how we take care of the things after the fact if we've made a small mistake. Then we can take the option and find a small movie here. Most of these are not as small as we'd like them to be because they'd rather be in an MP4 format, not a movie format. But as we can see here, we'll grab something called movie, and instead of dragging it right here into the window, we'll put it on top of our folder and let go. Then we will come down here and we will see the activity of what's happening. It will tell us exactly the elapsed time and how much time is left to upload this file, and the percentage of how much has been uploaded. Now you see how long this is taking by uploading a movie file. We would have so much more luck if we compressed and converted them all down to an MP4 first, because they'll be rather small and much easier to upload. And besides, if you're moving movies over to YouTube, that's exactly what they want to see. We can let this file continue doing what it's doing, and we can go back up here and navigate through our own folders on our computer. We can either click here and choose a file, a directory that is, to go back to, or we can simply click on this little blue folder with the 2 dots to go back one directory, and continue going back another directory, and continue going back, double clicking on it each time until we get where we want to be. If we continue, we get back to our user's account here, which is in this case Mac. In your case it would be users and whatever your name is on your computer. Now we could also upload an audio file. We could go to music and we could find something that we'd like to upload. We see we even have some Kirk Duncan things. These Kirk Duncan files have to do with some of the downloads we had. We don't want to share these with anybody because these are special files, but for an example, we could at least click on this, and he's created these all in zip files, unless they've been expanded into what they call an MP3 file. And that's what we want to upload, are strictly MP3 files for audio. Remember, MP4 files for video and MP3 files for audio. So by grabbing one of these, and we'll erase this off the server after we're done, but as an example, we can drag this over here and drop it again in our vertical test folder, and it will start to do its little work, its uploading job. If we come down here, we will notice that also this one is doing a normal transfer as it says. And it's starting now. This one is taking up most of our bandwidth and keeping our computer rather busy. But you'll note that you can drop more than one file at one time. Instead of dropping the entire group of folders or files, you could say to yourself, oops, I forgot one, and go back and find the one that you want and drag it where you'd like it to be, and it will start a secondary upload here and give you an indication of how long that's going to take. We can also right-click on the files that are being uploaded here, and we can say to our process, we can queue it, which means prepare it to start uploading when there's an available moment for the computer to do so, or we can tell it other things, such as what's the action after we have uploaded. Would you like to close the program? Would you like to disconnect from where you've connected to? Would you like to run a command, play a sound? Anyway, we can also set a priority as to which thing we're uploading is more important, so it'll focus on that one first. And default file exist action. Well, what we're going to do here is we're going to stop and remove all of them. Now, that's a bad thing to do if you have one file going and you don't want to lose it, but you have another file going and you do want to lose it. So in this case, had we been copying over this MP3 file but only wanted to stop our video, we would not have chosen that. Here's another thing that happens. You see, I've dragged the exact same file into the folder, but there's one that already exists. What if you've done that? You can compare and see which one of these files happens to be larger than the other. It's saying, the target file already exists, please choose an action. It's asking if you'd like to overwrite it. Well, you know that the file that you want to upload is larger than the one that was there. You can overwrite it, and there you'll have the file that will start to upload again. This should be a good idea of how to make all of this work. If you did want to stop, you would just say remove selected. This one right now is not highlighted. It's been grayed out because there's only one file here that you can work with. But if there were two, you could say just remove the selected file, which would be the selected file like this. And you're ready to go. So this is a video, so you can play it back over and over again to get an idea of how this works. It's not that difficult. It's simple. Let's overview. Put in the server or host name, put in the username, put in the password, and connect. Look at your files here on your computer, decide which ones to copy over, and these are the files on the server. Create your folder either on your computer first, or over here by right-clicking, making a name of your folder, and dragging your files into it, and waiting until they finish downloading. And there you have it. That's how to use Filezilla to upload your project files to your server. Thanks. We'll see you later.